Okay, welcome to this video. So in this video we will discuss the main formula. Say we will cover most of the formula of the bioprocess engineering course. So we start with say basic ratios. So assume it's a bioreactor which has a total height h is divided into two portions, that is a head space and the working space. And the diameter of the tank is d tank and the impeller diameter d impeller. So, and we have the distance between the torospherical bottom and the bottommost impeller is z. So we just write the geometric ratios which are important. Say height to diameter ratio. The height to diameter ratio of the bioreactor should be in the range of 2 to 3. 2 to 3, because while producing protein foams. So to accommodate these foaming conditions, the height to diameter ratio would be 2 to 3 would be the optimum H to D ratio. Next, the diameter of the impeller. The diameter of the impeller should be say 1/3 or one, that is half of the diameter of the tank. Say it's in the range 1/3, that is 0.3 to 0.5 times the diameter of the tank dt. Next, the width of the baffles. Baffles, they are attached at the corner with small space, say 0.1 mm, to prevent the cell aggregation at that point. So the baffles, they have a width 1/10 the diameter of the tank, that is 0.1 times the diameter of the tank. The P to Z ratio, where P is the diameter of the impeller and Z is the height of the impeller from the torospherical bottom, is more or less similar, that is P is equal to Z, or in some cases it's in the range 0.5 to 1. Sparger. Sparger is placed at the bottom and we sparge air or pure oxygen for the growth of cells. So the diameter of the sparger is say at least 3/4 the diameter of the agitator, in the ratio that is 0.75 to 80% the diameter of the agitator, say dA, the diameter of the agitator. Next, the working volume. So the two main assumptions in the bioprocess engineering is: one, the working volume of the reactor is 80% the total volume. Next, operation. The reactor is not operated say 365 days a year. It's operated only 330 days a year and the rest is for maintenance. And we have VVM. So VVM is the volume of air divided by volume of medium into time in minutes. Next, we have the yield coefficient Yx bar S. That is the yield coefficient, say amount. So the amount of biomass in grams, say grams of biomass produced per gram of substrate reacted. So Yp bar x. Yp bar x is the yield coefficient of product or biomass, that is grams of product produced per gram of biomass. Next, we have design. So classical design, number of experiments in the classical design is given by x raised to the power n, where x is the number of levels, say low, medium, high, and n is the number of variables. In Plackett-Berman design, we do say n experiments for n minus 1 variables. So here n is a multiple of 4. Say we start with 8, 12, 16, 20, etc. If n is not a multiple of 4, we include dummy variable to satisfy this condition. Next we do what is called coding. Generally the variables would be say 10 gram per liter, 5 gram per liter. Instead of using this, we normalize. We make it to say range from -1 to +1. This is called coding. Coded value is called the value of the variable, that is the actual value, divided by the mid value and the difference. Over 2. So the actual value now becomes coded value using this coding formula. The central composite theorem, it's called the alpha, which is equal to 2 power n raised to the power 1 by 4. And we know the volume of cylinder. So basically for bioreactor, to deduce the volume of the contents in the bioreactor, we use the formula, say volume of cylinder, which is equal to pi r square h. We use pi d square, that is the diameter of the tank, square over 4 times height, and we replace h depending on the height to diameter ratio. And Reynolds number. So let's consider a pipe of diameter d and a liquid or broth having density rho and viscosity mu flows with a linear velocity say u, and the length of this pipe is L. So the Reynolds number is given by d, where d is the diameter, times velocity u, and rho is the density over viscosity mu of the fluid flowing through the pipe. That is the Reynolds number. Next we have what is called Peclet number. Peclet number is given by u, which is a velocity times the pipe length L over dz, which is called the axial dispersion, and Damkola number denoted by dA, given by the rate constant for death, that is the rate constant for cell death, kd, times L over velocity u. Now del factor is given by ln of n0 over nt, where n0 is the number of cells or spores that are to be sterilized, and the nt or the number of cells or spores that remain after sterilization for a period t, denoted by the del factor del, which is given by say minus dA plus dA square over PE. So this is an expression which is widely used to get the value of the Damkola number using the del criteria. Sterilization. So we start with the differential equation for sterilization. So it follows a first order differential equation. Say dN over dt is equal to k times n. Cells die, therefore dN by dt decreases, and where k is the kd, the rate constant for cell death. On integrating we get what is called ln, that is dN by n is called the ln n, nt over n0, which is equal to minus kd times t, the time of sterilization. we take the negative sign to this side and we reciprocate. So ln of n0 over nt is equal to kd times t. So this value, the value on the left hand side is the del criteria. Therefore del is equal to kd times t, where kd is the rate constant for cell death, which is related to the activation energy and the temperature by the Arrhenius equation. Say A into e power minus Ea over RT times time of sterilization. So where A is the frequency factor or the Arrhenius constant and Ea is the activation energy or is the universal gas constant 8.314 joule per mole Kelvin, and T is the temperature of sterilization, and T, this is the time of sterilization. So let's bring this term, say the whole K, to the denominator. Therefore del over A times e power Ea over RT is equal to T. Take ln. Therefore ln of delta over A plus Ea over R 1 over T is equal to ln T. So this is one of the widely used expression. So generally we do sterilization and measure the number of cells at different point of time by collecting samples. So we get the value of ln n0 over nt versus t data. From this we get kd, which is a slope. Kd is the rate constant for cell death and it's related to the Arrhenius equation, that is A into e power minus Ea over RT. So we can take ln on both sides. Therefore ln k is equal to ln A minus Ea over R into 1 over G. We can plot the values of k, that is ln, natural ln of the k that we obtained here, and the temperature. We can conduct the sterilization at various temperatures, say T1, T2, T3, and get different k, K1, K2, K3, and plot this ln k versus 1 over T. And the intercept is ln A, and the slope E, the negative slope, is equal to activation energy times the gas constant R. And we go to what is called the decimal reduction time. Decimal reduction time is the time taken to reduce the number of cells to 1/10 of the initial value. That is, if n cells are present, after say T10, decimal reduction time is denoted by T10. So the number of cells would be 1/10 of n, that is 0.1 n. Right? If we put this in this expression, say ln nt over n0 is equal to minus kdt, we get what's called, say, ln of 0.1, that is 1 over 10, so 2.303. Therefore decimal reduction time is equal to 2.303 times kd. This is a widely used expression similar to which we gonna see in the rate kinetics. So delta overall. So sterilization follows 3 stages, like 1, we need to heat the medium, next we need to hold up, and we cool. So therefore the overall delta is given by delta heating plus delta hold up plus delta cooling. Delta heat and delta cool, they are obtained by, we just plot the value and summate it. Whereas delta hold up is calculated using these formulas. We know these things. Say ln nt over n0 is equal to minus kdt. So we measure the nt and n0, which give the value of delta hold up, which is equal to k times t hold up. From this we get the time, how much time we need to hold the medium before cooling. So next another technique to eliminate contamination is filtration. Say heat labile samples, they are generally filtered. So Just consider an example like air flows through a filter of length x, number of particles or the number of microbes that are to be eliminated are n0. Some microbes get trapped due to say interception, diffusion, electrostatic attraction, and the final filtered air will have say number of microbes say nx. So we can write a differential expression, say rate of change of cells over this length, filter length dx is given by k times n, right? And initially we have large number of cells and most of the cells would be trapped in the filter. So we use a 0.22 micron particulate filter, HEPA filter. They trap all the cells and the resulting cells would be very small. So change in number of cells would be negative. And we integrate it, we get a expression similar to this, say ln n final would be nx over n initial, that is n0, which is equal to negative k times x. Here it's a t and here is the length of the filter x. Similarly we can write del, which is equal to ln n0 over nx, which is equal to k times the length of the filter. By using this value we can determine k or x, whichever unknown has to be calculated. And air velocity is given by the volumetric flow rate over the cross section area. So the velocity of air flowing through the filter is given by the volumetric flow rate of air. Denoted by Q, which is a unit, say meter cube per second, divided by the cross section area of the filter. In meter square. Therefore we get air velocity in meter per second. Percentage excess. Percentage excess is the mass of the reactant that is present minus the mass that is required theoretically divided by the mass required. Say in a reaction, say we need 5 kg of some reactant, we add 6 kg, therefore 6 minus 5 over 5, so we add 20% excess. Respiratory quotient denoted by RQ, which is given by the moles of CO2 liberated by moles of oxygen consumed. Next, degree of reduction. Degree of reduction denoted by nu, which is equal to the number of available electrons per gram of carbon. So let's see the number of available electrons for different elements. Say carbon, the number of valence electron in carbon is 4. So there are 4 available electrons. In case of hydrogen, it's 1. Oxygen valency is -2. And phosphorus, it's 5. Sulfur, 6. Nitrogen, that is nitrogen N, in form of molecular nitrogen, there are no electrons available, 0. In case of ammonia, it has -3. The nitrogen will have a -3 number of electrons available. In case of N present as nitrate, in nitrate form, it will have say 5 electrons would be available. growth kinetics mu is given by 1 over x dx over dt. We integrate similar to this. One difference is in both sterilization and filtration the change in cells would be negative, that is cells die. In growth, cells grow, number of cells increases, therefore it's a positive. Therefore mu is given by ln of x2, where x2 is the concentration of cells after time t, minus ln of x1, initially present cell concentration, divided by the time t2 minus t1, initial time and final time. Mu max is given by 0.693 over t doubling, where td is the doubling time. Say n cells becomes 2n cells in time td. Therefore td is equal to 0.693 over mu max. And we have different models, say Monod model, Moser model, Quantized model, Tessier model. We'll see it. Monod model describes mu, that is growth rate, is equal to mu max times substrate concentration divided by Ks plus S. Moser model is similar to Monod model. Mu is equal to mu max times S raised to the power n over Ks plus S raised to the power n. If n is equal to 1, it becomes mu max times S raised to the power 1 or S divided by Ks plus S, which is the Monod model. And Quantized model describes mu is equal to mu max S over Ksx times x plus S, where x is the biomass concentration. In Monod and Moser, they are independent of the biomass concentration. They depend on the substrate concentration and the kinetic parameter, say mu max and Ks. In Tessier model, mu is given by mu max times 1 minus e power minus Ks. Dilution rate D given by F by V, where F is the feed flow rate, V is the volume of reactor or the working volume. X, biomass concentration. Y x bar S times S0 minus S. This is applicable when mu, that is growth rate of cell, is equal to the dilution rate at steady state. 1 by Y x bar S apparent is given by, say, S0 minus S divided by the cell concentration. Similar to the mu is the parameter which denotes the growth rate, that is specific growth rate of cells. We have something called QP, that is rate of product formation or the specific rate of product formation, which is given by, say, two terms, alpha mu plus beta, where alpha mu, this term denotes the growth associated product formation and beta is for non-growth associated product formation. Okay, this is a whole list of formulas required for bioprocess engineering 1. Thank you.